Hey guys, it's Jake here on Jake Matthew Productions YouTube channel, and today we are going to do another Visual Studio Visual Basic Programming tutorial. Today we're going to do some if-then statements and maybe some if-then nested statements, depends on how we do this. So I have my form already set up here. I have two text boxes, a label for an answer, and a go button. So what we want to do is add these two boxes, and if the total is over 15, the label is going to say greater than 15, haha, and if the total is less than 15, wait for it, the label is going to say less than 15. Alright, so we're going to go to our go button here, double click it, bring up our code. The first thing we need to do is declare our variables. So we have dim des1 as decimal for the first text box, dim des2 as decimal, whoops, for the second text box, dim des answer as decimal for the answer. And then you could set a string value for the label, which we're actually going to do that. So we're going to say dim string final as string. Alright, so now we need to change our text boxes into the decimals using the try parse formula. So decimal dot try parse what you want to convert. So text1 dot text, comma, what you want to change it into, des1. Next, decimal dot try parse text 2 dot text, comma, des2. And if you're having trouble with any of this stuff, I've gone over this numerous times, so I'm just going through this really quick so we don't have to waste time here. Alright, so des answer equals des1 plus whoops, that's not a plus sign, des2. Alrighty, so here's where we start our if-then statements. So it really is just that simple. If something, then something. So if des answer is greater than 15, then enter. And you can tell right here, it puts this end if for you in there. If it does not, you need to line up the margin of your if and at the end. So say this didn't put this in here, I would go down here, so I'm up here, I would go down here, I would tab over to that if, and I would write end if, and that will erase that blue line. So after then, you need to do enter, and we're going to say if it is greater than 15, string final is going to equal sorry, greater than 15. Alright. So that is our first one, and we can just delete this space here. So what we're actually going to do is an else statement also. So we're going to do if des answer is greater than 15, then string final equals greater than 15. If else, sorry. So when you do the else, it's basically saying if anything other than des answer greater than 15, which I'm actually going to do equal or greater than 15. So we're going to do greater than or equal to 15 here. So if basically anything other than the number equaling 15 or greater than 15, you say else and then just hit enter, and string final equals less than 15. Alrighty, and then you have your end if here and it should check out. So now we need to output that final answer, so label final is going to equal string final, and that should be all we need. Oh, I'm sorry, label final dot text, Can't forget that dot text. It's very important. Always forget that dot text. You know, I'm terrible at that. Alright, so let's try this out. I'm gonna go and debug this. And let's do 10 plus 10 is going to equal 20. Oh, I didn't put my input. So, it is greater than or equal to 15. That is correct. So let's do 5 and 10, which is still greater than or equal to 15. Let's do 4 and 10, less than 15. And our form is complete using an if statement. So, just to go over this really quick, an if statement is if a condition, then this output. So for an else statement, you basically do the same thing, and then you say else. So if anything else but that condition happens, this is your output. That's really all there is to it, and you can actually nest if statements. So let's say if I'm trying to figure out how to do a nested one here. If Dest's answer, let's say if Dest's answer is positive first, is greater than 0, then, and we can just come down here, and we can erase this end if. And what this is going to do, sorry, is create this if statement up here. So here's what I mean by the matching end ifs. So you just come down here and you type in end if. And now, so we have a if statement within an if statement. So here's this if statement within this if statement. And basically that's saying if this is greater than 0, then this. If it's not greater than 0, it'll kind of just bug out. When you can actually write another else statement for this. So we can do else string final is going to equal invalid input for now. And yeah, we can do that. And then that is all we need for that. So you can see you can layer if statements almost as if they were step ladders. Just don't confuse yourself on what is lining up with what. So you see this end if and this else line up with this if, and this end if and this else line up with this if, which is very, very important to do that. I think that's going to be it for if statements and else statements. You can see that they nest. Let's just run this one more time. So let's do -1 plus -2, which is going to equal -3. So it should say invalid input. But if we do it 1 plus 2, or 1 plus 1, sorry, no less than 15, and 1 plus 15 is going to be greater than or equal to 15. So that is it for today, guys. Here is the final code that we used. If you want to just take a look at that real quick. And don't forget about setting strings as variables. It helps a lot so that you don't have to do something to a string. You just have your string ready to go and finalized. And don't forget, when you set a string equal to something, you need quotation marks so that Visual Basic knows that it has text. When you write a quotation mark, you're basically saying, hey Visual Basic, this right here, in quotes, is text. It's kind of like saying that an apostrophe is a comma. It's basically the same thing. So that's it for today, guys. I will see you next time. We're gonna do some. I guess we'll do some case structure next time. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so we're gonna save all this, and I'm actually not going to, but that's what you guys should do. So I'll see you guys next time. Later.